There we are.
Hey, hello. Welcome to the Bob and Tam Show. Ding.
Nation.
There we go. Where are we at today? We're at CIRO3D, right here on Harbor in Galveston. Harborside?
Harborside.
I love she's Harbor.
In case somebody was looking
the harbor's over there.
Yep. And there's a big, gigantic cruise ship. Oh my gosh.
Cruise ship?
Cruise.
You're cruising?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, is anybody even on yet? Yep,
Yeah.
we got 3 people on. Holy Jennifer
that?
Jupiters. This was actually planned, so I was expecting a few more of you. So some of you, if
Maybe
you're
they're
on the
sleeping
East
in.
Coast, it's
Yeah.
already noon.
It's Saturday
But if
morning.
you're
They're
on
sleeping in.
the West Coast, I guess it's what, 9 o'clock, 10, 11? Yeah, 2 hours difference.
Yep.
And so welcome. So what's going on? We're going to talk a little bit about Galveston. We're going to talk about the Lone Star State. I know a lot of you, if you watched our towing video I did the other day live, we'll talk a little bit about that. There's a lot of people that's very upset about it, but we're going to talk a little bit about other rallies that have done the very similar thing. This rally is a little different, the way it's laid out and what you can do and what you can't do. And we haven't actually officially talked to some of the police officers, but I haven't asked the questions we're going to discuss today about some of the things that we seen on the Strand last night. And so that'll be a little bit, I don't know if it'll be real exciting, but that'll be something we're going to talk about today. And if you're in the area, you can stop by and see us. We got stickers.
We're going to have to get some Pating stickers. There's a lot of people we've already met, and it's like, oh, you gave me one. It's like, oh, we need to get some other ones.
We'll probably, once we get home, but we still got one more rally to do, and we're heading down to Mexico. You know, we've been talking about this for over a year, because we were actually going to go last year to it, but they canceled at the last minute, so we didn't go. This year we didn't think we were going because we thought they canceled it again, and her cousin actually has a house down there, and they're like, all right, you guys coming? And we're like, no, they canceled it. Said, no, it's going. Check their website. And all of a sudden, the website was up and had all the adventures. We just found out yesterday that Adam Sandoval, if any of you watch him, he's actually going down there too. Maybe he got the idea from us, but maybe not.
He might have always wanted to go to.
But he says he does watch a lot of. I seen him the other day. He did a YouTube video saying that he watches a lot of other YouTubers that are real and things like that. And hey, you can't get any more real than us. Good and bad.
Right, you're right. The early bird gets the worm. We're not that early, but anyway. And Tom, it's 61 degrees here, Tom. He said it's 53 in Arkansas.
So we're supposed to be in the 70s today, the mid 70s. So hey, I even took my jacket off.
Yeah. I didn't. It's too cold for me.
Yeah.
Out in the sun might be okay, but not under here. It's too cold.
So you know who we are? Well, we never know. So we got some subscribers coming up. Well, a lot of people.
I watch every one of your videos.
Oh, I thank you. Where are you guys from?
To meet you.
Up the street.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
to meet you.
Okay. So you're locals.
Yeah, we're local.
We'll give you a sticker.
We'll take a picture with it. Take a picture with it.
Oh, okay.
You guys are
We
awesome,
take-
man.
We take a picture
We thank
with you
you.
real
We
quick.
thank you for watching.
I'm
Without
sorry.
you guys, we wouldn't have a channel.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate that. And
Make sure I got
yeah.
your picture.
Okay.
you know,
We'll take one too.
and so we'll turn up. Kelsey's gonna take one with us.
Yeah, I
For
got
us.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Coming around. Let me walk around there.
Oh, not that way. This way.
Over here.
Here, I'll get on the other side of you.
Okay.
Ah. Turn this way. Look at Kelsey.
Oh, there she
Right
is.
there.
What away, y'all?
We're looking this way. Here we go.
All right.
There we go.
Very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Oh, they got one more thing.
Yep.
What's my job? It's a lot more work than a lot of people think.
Absolutely. I'm not that computer savvy.
Well, it's not necessarily computer savvy. It's just trying to keep up ahead of time what's going on.
Yeah.
Because videos, trying to figure out what YouTube's doing
Right.
is a lost cause.
Yeah.
Because they change things back and forth. And it's when I look at a video and I'm like, why did this video get 10,000 views and this one got 400?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, no problem. And so it's kind of exciting. And so that's all part of learning the YouTube thing.
So y'all are really based out of Arizona?
Well, we have our
Sticks and bricks.
our Sticks and Bricks house is in Arizona. We do now have a lot that we rent in Sturgis.
Jamin.
So that's But that doesn't gives us dual residency.
Yeah, you did that South.
Yeah. So so in our state, and every
That's
state's
always nice
different
to have.
because a lot of people want to know about a domain and things like that. And a domain, you have to have a trailer. That's the first thing. And you've got to be somewhat mobile. Now, there's a lot of them that are full time and they don't have a real house. They don't have they call it a sticks and bricks. They don't have a sticks and bricks house. So they live in their RV. So then they have to have a residence somewhere. Well, in our state of Arizona, because we're a snowbird state, most of Arizona, probably 75% of Arizona is retirees. So in our state, as long as you don't live in the house more than 6 months, you can say that that's your second home. So that's what we've done now. So it's like this year. This year we'll end up being home, 8, 9, 10, probably 10 weeks out of the whole year. And then we'll be home January. February, we're planning on already going back to Florida ahead of time. And we've gotten so many subscribers that want us, like one of our subscribers, Rat Fink, if you see him commenting a lot, he wants us to stay at his house a couple days. He lives in St. Augustine's. So he wants to take us down there and show us all the great bars and all that. And it'd be great videos to do later on and be kind of exciting. So that, and we meet other different people, and we have a few other people we know that will let us stay on their property. And so we can stay there. So we want to get down there and kind of, same thing. We like to get here, just like here, not as early as I wanted. We got here Monday. And so that gives us a couple days to kind of look around. We've been to Galveston
Twice. Yeah, maybe about 2 years ago.
Yeah, we came through. Her cousin actually lives in Houston. And so we were coming back from one of the rallies. And we stopped, and while we were here, she goes, "Oh, you need to go over to Galveston." So we came down here, we drove all the way to the end and came back. Then we even went down to Corpus Christi, went all the way down to Brownsville. I love the coast here. We're probably going to come back.
And Padre Island.
Yeah, 'cause we booked this again for next year. But we're not doing the fall rally, so we're going to have some extra time. We're probably going to end up coming down here maybe 3 or 4 weeks ahead of time, too. And get along the coast and do some fun stuff and hopefully no hurricanes. Yeah, hopefully no hurricanes.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Hopefully we'll be lucky next year. Well, we've been, knock on wood, we've been done really well with all the rallies that we've covered, that we haven't had any really bad weather. You know, Myrtle Beach, that's Panama City. We had a day that they were predicting all this rain. It was going to be so bad. It sprinkled. That's all we had. And then like Sturgis, we really didn't have anything in Sturgis. I mean, maybe a few drops fell on us. But I mean, Sturgis is known for the hail and bad tornadoes and everything. So we've been really, really lucky. I guess we could say we're blessed this year that we were, you know, God was looking over us, or somebody was, making sure we had good
dry
weather.
And safe.
And I kind of like here, it was cold the other day. And the wind blew really hard, but I mean, they were predicting, we heard over 2.5 inches. And I don't think we even got a quarter of an inch here.
Yeah.
I know that's what a lot of people tell us.
Our vendors told us, they said, be prepared for torrential rain, lots of wind, and cold weather.
And they said, people come here, you could be pouring down rain. And he said, the streets will be full of people down here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy that they'd still come out if it's raining and pouring.
When we left this morning from the house about a little after 7:42. And then she's still
bundled up. She ain't warmed up yet either.
No, I'm not either.
Well, she was cold still from last night. Well, we walked the Strand last night and we filmed all that. We did the live. And then I also got some footage that I'll put up later that I filmed with a different camera. And, but it was just like, so we were down there quite a while. Well, she sat on the concrete too for a while. So that probably didn't help nothing.
That's the first time I've actually been to the Strand area.
Well, see, the only thing I don't like is I don't like that they charge to get in the Strand. If you want to ride down there, now we went down there on Thursday in the afternoon, nobody charged at all. So I don't know if it's only in the evening they start charging or what, but
yes, you may. You watch us? All right, here, I'll give you a sticker too.
And
Thank
so
you.
I don't like that, but with the part that I don't know, we know the lady that's putting this on. We forgot, and then we got here and found out she's the same one that owns the Iron Horse and the Broken Spoke.
Part owners of the Broken Spoke.
Yeah, so owns that.
That's part owners of the Iron Horse. She owns the Broken Spoke.
And
Daytona.
So we didn't realize that. Well, what we've been hearing now is that she controls this whole area. It's hers. That
she pays the city for
So
all.
I don't know how much, it could be that she's got to pay for the police. She's got to pay for everything, which we don't know yet. We'll get with her next year and we'll find out what the whole story is here. But that might be why they have to charge for the parking to justify the expenses that she has, which then it would be understood. Because I seen a lot of things down there, which I was going to talk about today. Is I seen guys riding down the Strand had no glasses on. You know, in any other city, and the cops are nobody's saying nothing. They're doing burnouts down there. They're revving their engines up. And if you were in Daytona or in Sturgis, they'd be writing tickets.
We're
Here
going to be
they
at
were
our
not
daughter's
doing
house. My son-in-law,
So,
who is a
I'm thinking
chef,
that
is going to
that's
cook us
why,
dinner. He
because
always
she's rented
does.
this area
He's great.
and it's her streets, her show, and she's, you know, and she's probably paying the police department. She's paying for all this stuff. And if she is, then that would justify why you should pay for parking. Because if you come down here and just party for the day, you know, you're not making her any money. You know, the vendors pay their fees to be here, but a lot of these, you know, all the local people, which that was the craziest thing when we walked through here on Thursday, how even these little clothing stores over here inside, they build them little temporary bars and sell beer out of their stores. So
Everybody's selling beer.
so it's not really, they're not in business to sell liquor. I imagine they get a permit for the few days, but I don't know if she gets anything from that or if it's just money that they're making. Now, all her beer stands, of course, are making money for the venue. So we don't know. We'll find out a little bit more, because once you come to this stuff, we can kind of look around and we can kind of see what's going on. And we have a different outlook than most people because we're really not here to have fun. We're working. So, you know, we do have fun doing it. But I mean, it's not like if you come down here, you're going to have fun all day. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. You're not thinking about anything else.
No,
Well,
you're not going to have fun.
I'm thinking about filming, and we're thinking about what kind of
Do you
shots to
watch us?
get and where to
Do you
go.
watch us?
All that. We have a YouTube channel.
No, actually,
We got 15 rallies this year we covered. We're even going next week down to Rocky Point in Mexico.
Yeah.
Going to give a detailed look of what's going on down there. That'll end our rallies up for this year. And most of the rallies were pretty good. Well, we stopped at that Cajun one. That was kind of a waste.
yeah, we
But
did, 5 weeks. About 8 days really in Florida. In city.
like I say, it's the only thing that sucks. It's even kind of like here. There isn't a lot of riding to do. You know, you could ride the coast, but I mean, that's not, you know, that's just, it's not challenging.
No, you gotta go to Twisted Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, up there at Austin there. You can do the.
Because we did some riding when we were up around San Antonio, up there. We've done some riding up there, which is really
Considered
good.
hill country or whatever they
But
call
that's
it.
a long way from here to go to San Antonio for a ride if you came here.
It's pretty up there.
Yeah. And we've stayed up there a couple times. One of our camp things that we belong to has a campground up there, and we've gone up there and
They
stayed.
said there was a rally up in Bandera too.
Yeah, man, that's rock.
Okay.
We're coming to Texas.
Okay.
It's actually supposed to be bigger than this. I've never been to it.
Okay.
But
Well, they say this is so big. I don't. Well, see, what we find out
This is
too
a lot,
is
really big. We
a
thought.
lot of people, the city and the vendor or the promoter always exaggerates the numbers, because the
Damon,
idea
we'll be
is you
coming
want
up
people to
that
come back.
way
And
next year. I think.
so
We're gonna
when
try
you
to go
look
to
at this,
Laconia
it's just
and
like
Ocean
last
City.
night. I don't know. Did you
So
hear
we'll
the
be
people
up there in the
that
north.
got killed
Oh, there's my
in
cousin.
Houston last night? But when you look at that picture of everybody there, the 50,000 plus people, you realize how much 50,000 people are. When you look down here, like on the Strand and stuff, maybe 10,000 people might have been down there last night. But it's really hard for them to say, oh yeah, there's 300,000 people come to this rally. Saying, yeah, I don't buy it. So yeah, so I don't know. So we'll talk about that after the rally's over, because today is supposed to be the big day. You know, Saturday always is. Locals come in, just like you. You come in for the day, hang out, see what's going on, and we'll go from there. Now, most of the vendors, like here, they're booked up. I think they're like 5 hours booked up now for today. Some of the vendors we talked to yesterday morning were booked up all day long. So it looks like the vendors here are doing pretty well. And that's a good sign, because that's what gets people to come back. If you don't make any money here, you can't bring in a truck back here next year. So that's like I say, a lot of people argue with me, but I say the vendors is a big part of a rally.
Yes.
Because if you live like we do, we live in Arizona, we have the Harley dealer, we have a couple independent shops. But I mean, if I really wanted something like this, they would have to order it and to get it in, and you know, and where you can come here, and we got the new headlights and stuff put on the bike, which we should have to show a picture tonight. We'll videotape it tonight. But they definitely were, last night, just driving down a side street was 100 times better than what the Harley factory lights were. And So it was, I think it was $450 for the headlight and $300, I think, for the running lights, and then $25 for the device to make them stay on all the time.
See, I did that. I saw that on your video, and my bike's actually down there at Fair Exchange.
Oh, okay.
So they're put. I saw that on your video. I had always wanted that, but I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
So hopefully,
yeah.
And so I didn't know about.
hopefully we'll be up there sometime in
Yeah.
whatever.
So,
Laconia.
now somebody told me that you could just
Up
go to the
that way.
dealer and have it done. But
So-
see, every bike's different.
Don't they have a
Mine
big,
is a CBO.
a
So there's
rally
different
in
problems. Like
Ohio?
mine had a different plug, so they
is that
had to
that
redo
American
my
one?
plug
I don't know.
to get the plug
People
in.
tell us
So a
so
lot
many.
of times when you buy this stuff,
Laconia.
it's not always
Father's Day
plug and
weekend,
play
so that's in June,
because it
right?
depends on how they make
So yeah,
your
we'll have to
bike.
figure out when we're gonna
Because one-
leave.
They argued about
Because
my
I guess we'll
headlight.
go to
One of the
Laconia
mechanics
and
there
then come
said,
back
"No, it's
through
this
and
one."
then go to
And then
Sturgis.
Shane, owns place says,
I
"No, it's
think
this one
Sturgis
because
is
it's
the last one we'll do,
considered a
And then
limited
we'll just come back
classic,
for this one
ultra
next
classic
year.
limited, not even though it's
Oh,
a CBO,
Facebook.
but for that
Don't
year,
forget to
that's
click
what
on
it is. But if
there
you had
and allow
2017, well then
large
yeah, it would
stream
be just a CBO.
to
So it's it's the way it
say
already
your
built
name.
stuff. Well, it's like everybody does that. They change stuff
to
around as
see
they
who it
build.
is.
So, but I'm,
Right. Facebook. Whoops.
okay.
All right.
Man, it was great meeting
Yep,
you.
same here.
And we
What a
appreciate
highlight.
you guys
All
watching.
right. We thank you.
You guys
All right.
take care.
Appreciate that. Yep,
right.
you too.
Thanks.
So another subscriber. If you're down this area, come on down. Come on down. We're down here. We're happy to talk to you. Hopefully none of you got bored with that conversation. But I mean,
Well, I don't know if they could hear his side.
it might have been. We were kind of talking over each other, so hopefully that didn't interfere with too many people. But we just want to kind of tell you that's some of the things I wanted to talk about. We'll talk about that now. We went down on the Strand last night. They wanted $15 to ride your bike through.
Ramblin' Rome.
And I was going to pay $15 to ride my bike through. We weren't looking, we don't stay out. Actually, we stayed out a little later than I thought we would because we ended up walking it and coming back. We ended up parking on 17th Street at the Strand, where if you watched the live last night, that's actually where the only way you can get into the Strand. You just
Come
can't,
down.
yeah, you can't come in on any of the side streets. They do not let you in.
Nope.
So, and it's one way, which is great. That's what Sturgis should do. That's what Daytona should do. One-way streets. It's so much easier for the bikes to travel through. You don't have to worry about nothing. One way. Make it. That's what we need to do.
That's it.
That's for Daytona and Sturgis. One way on your main streets.
So, Jamin, what dates are the Chillicothe one in Ohio?
And so that's what's tough. We always look at new rallies every year. We're at this moment, we are not doing the fall rallies next year. We are doing the springs. We've already got booked for Daytona. We've got Panama City. We're going to stop off and visit in Leesburg, probably for one day, probably on a Saturday, maybe get there Friday night. Only a Saturday will do. That's it there. We'll be doing Sturgis. If all goes well, we'll be doing Ocean City. And we'll also be doing Laconia. If you're in Laconia, you have some property, you need to let us know. Right now, we can't find a campground that's under $140 a night, and we cannot spend that kind of money. Unless you own that campground and you want to let us,
If you know anybody that has a campground, wants to give us a deal,
and we'll do a live from there. We'll do a blue.
we'll promote them.
Yep. And just like the Buffalo Chip, they gave us free access back this year. We could have stayed there. And Kathmandu gave us a great offer to come back there, which I know a lot of you, some of you actually booked at Kathmandu because we're going to be there. So we'll have our own little party there maybe
We'll
one
have to
night.
do a party one night, yeah.
Maybe we'll do a live from Kathmandu one night there at the rally. And all those that are camping there can stay and check us out. Can't just come in that campground. They have a closed gate. So still check out Kathmandu and still make it out. Still make that reservation. If you're thinking about Sturgis, you should always... January is kind of the deadline. If you don't book your reservations by January, you're really pushing the chance of getting into Sturgis and getting a good place. Plus, as it gets busier and busier, they all raise their prices. Because it gets down to, hey, I only got 5 campsites left. Double them. No, I'm not saying anybody's going to double them, but there's people that will pay that. When we hear somebody, just like here.
Well, and some people don't know if they can get off until the last minute either. I kind of see that too, but they shouldn't gouge you for it, but they do.
If you can bring in a tent, no, that's never a problem. Just like last year. You can always find a place to throw a tent. So that's never a problem.
If you don't want to bring all that junk, go back in one of our videos at Buffalo Chip where we were at. There's a company there that comes in. They set up your tent. You get a cooler. You get an electric outlet. You get a fan. You get a bed off the ground. All that stuff.
And
You
it
get
really-
your own showers and
It
bathrooms.
really wasn't too bad a price. What it was for 2 people, for all that stuff was like $1,250. Now you still had to buy your passes for the rally, for the Buffalo Chip, which is like, I don't know what they are now. They were around 200, 250. Now they're up more than that. So let's say you had to pay $2,000 for 2 people to stay all that time. They got private bathrooms for them and all that. It's not a bad deal. You don't have to bring a cooler. You don't have to bring blankets. You don't have to bring a pillow. You don't have to bring nothing. But you get there, put your beer in the cooler, put your food in the cooler. They even have some breakfast and stuff there. Wasn't a bad thing. I forget.
Yeah.
It's called Easy something.
Easy Rider.
Easy 10. But you can go on the,
Easy Rider tent.
and they actually do them in Florida too. We seen them.
Cackleberry.
Yeah, we didn't get to make it to Cackleberry during the fall, but they were actually set up down in Cackleberry. They're actually from Florida, and they do a lot of the rallies in Florida. And they had talked to Rod at the Buffalo Chip, and we went there and talked to him. Guy's a really nice guy that's putting
I
it
think
on.
they've got a 5-year contract with them, so
Yeah.
they'll be there the next 4 years.
Yeah, it was pretty neat, and they were in a good location, and not bad.
Yeah, it was not too far from the stage, and
Yeah,
all the
everything's all
action was
set
going
up.
on.
You just pull up, park your bike there. Had a little patio where they had like a little blanket out there or a rug or whatever it was. And had a couple chairs out there for you to sit on at
Yeah,
night.
it was
They
really
even
cool.
had power, but not enough power to run like an air conditioner. You can run one of them little
Probably to
personal
charge your
fans.
phones
Yeah,
and stuff like
because
that.
everybody's
I think
running
they got
off the
a
same.
fan too, though.
Everybody's running off the same generator, so people can't plug in. Yeah, I think they had a little, like one of them personal fans you
Yeah.
could put in there. But I mean, once the sun goes down, it's not too bad.
No,
Once the sun comes up, it gets hot in there though.
yeah,
Just FYI.
and didn't rain. It was dusty, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you were in a tent and it rains,
So we'll talk about that
Been there, done
after we do Mexico next week. In a week or so, we'll sit down and maybe have to do a couple lives that you guys can come online and we'll discuss the rallies. We'll talk about the big rallies first, Daytona, Panama City, Myrtle Beach, Sturgis, and we'll talk about all those. And then, we'll talk about Galveston, maybe Galveston by itself, because it's kind of a
Big
different kind of rally because it's a fall rally, but it's the only rally they have. So it's a little different. And we're seeing that. And some of the things that we see here is the diversity of people that are here. We were talking to somebody just the other day, wanting to know, why do we have different kinds of rallies? Why do you have a black rally or a white rally or whatever it is, where we're all bikers? And, here's a typical example. There's a big majority of everybody here, no matter what color you are, or what nationality you are, and everybody seems to get along, and people wave to you, and it's really it's a different kind of a rally. Not saying that Sturgis isn't, but here I think with this, because the way it's laid out, the streets it's on, you're going to get a lot more interaction with people than what you would do in Sturgis, because in Sturgis you're spending probably 75% of your time riding your bike. Yeah. On all these back roads and stuff like that. You're with your friends or you're by yourself or whatever you're doing and your rides. But here, there's not a lot of places to ride. You can go up and down the coast here. You can go into Houston. Now, there's a place that we don't know if we're going to make it to. I doubt if we make it to today. The Blowout, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Blowout.
We really wanted to go there. And we talked to the guy, and he was going to get us in, let us film everything. But I just don't know.
We've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of people were saying that they go out there. It's kind of an adult only kind of thing, but
it's a party type thing.
Yeah.
And they say they have a few vendors there. Somebody was asking us if there was any other vendors anywhere else. But really, the main vendors are here on Harbor. Would you say this is Harbor what?
Harbor Side.
Harbor Side. This is where the bigger vendors are at for this side of the town. And then when you get on Strand Street, and the other one's Mechanic. In between all those streets, running parallel with or vertical with them, there's all the smaller vendors. But I mean, there's Master Lugo's over there, One Sexy Biker Chick's over there, Marie's Bandanas is over there. I don't know who else. There's other people, a bunch of leather places over there, a bunch of places selling jackets,
I'm gonna get
clothes,
some new gloves.
a lot of beer and alcohol. You watched that
Food,
video
lot of
last
food.
night, that live. The clothing stores here put up a wooden table or some barrels, and they sell liquor out of their clothing stores. And it's just wild. And a lot of things going on here.
And it really wasn't too bad. There, everybody's drinking, but I mean, I really didn't see anybody like drunk. Just
No,
that
I
one
didn't.
girl at the end.
She
She couldn't.
was lost, I think.
She was having a hard time walking, I think.
We didn't end up showing her. I don't think. You might have seen her in the video at the very end of our live.
When she was walking, we were walking back to the bike. And
She didn't have much on. And so some of the things I wanted to talk about here, a lot of people got really upset about the parking video that I had put up about bikes being towed. And they're like, I'm never coming to Texas. That's a bunch of bull crap. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me tell you right now, every city does this. We've seen it in Sturgis probably 10 years ago. We were sitting on a side street, and it was actually, if you know where they used to do the stunts at, which is kind of where Harley is set up now, they used to do the stunts in the street. And so everybody would park the next street over. I think it might have been the post office street. I'm not sure. I think it might have been. Well, that was all no parking. Well, same thing. 5 or 6 guys parked their bike there. Next thing you know, everybody's looking and saying, hey, I can park there. I can park there. And everybody parks. Next thing you know, here comes about 25 tow trucks. Bing, bing, bing. They were hauling them away fast. And we sat there probably for 30 minutes. And they towed every bike away. And not one person claimed one of them. And the signs were there. Said no parking. They were the regular signs that said no parking. Well, just like the video I played last night or the live yesterday morning, you'll see a guy that actually said there was other bikes parked there. That's why I parked there. Well,
just because somebody jumps off a bridge, are you going to?
He already had a violation because there was some signs up high that I showed that actually said you had to run your phone, you could barcode it, and you had to pay per hour for your phone or your parking. It's like in New Orleans and a lot of these LA, all these cities are doing this now. Well, he didn't even do that. So he already deserved a ticket. Okay, and I'll bet you most of those bikes along there probably didn't do that. They assumed it's a motorcycle rally. I can park anywhere I want. Well, you can't. You have to follow the rules. Now, that one was which I agreed with some of the people that commented that, yes, the signs that had the barcode on it should have had garbage bags or something put on it.
Yeah.
And they should have put, just like the cones they had, I showed you in the red zone, they had the cones there. They should have put some cones along there because what it was is over on the seawall where the vendors are at, it's normally a two-way road. You got 2 lanes on both sides going both ways, and there's a medium in the middle that separates you. Well, we've only got 1 lane now that's doing that, that's running both traffic, and because the vendors are on the other side. So when you get down there, people are actually driving in the parking lane. So if all these bikes are pulled down there at the end, where the heck's those cars going to go? They've all now got to feed back into where they are. Now, granted, it wasn't documented good enough, but when you come to these, just like last night, after we seen that, and we try to look, because I've gotten a ticket before for parking. That's a whole other story.
And one time.
And
on vacation.
Never paid it. It wasn't just either. So, but that's what you got to look at. We've seen bikes being towed in Daytona. We've seen bikes being towed in Panama City. So this isn't new. You go where you live and go park in a red zone or go park someplace you're not that says no parking. Leave your bike there all day. And let me know if your bike's still there at the end of the day. Now, granted, it may be because a lot of tow truck companies are scared to death to tow a motorcycle. In Sturgis, they put them on a sling. How they do it and not damage bikes, I have no idea. But
and they do it lickety-split.
And how they got all these ones unlocked, I don't know. We only got there to the very end. I seen the lights. I thought there was an accident, and I didn't want to get involved with that. We don't want to show you somebody's bike that got wrecked or something like that. So I didn't want to show any of that. So I thought that's what it was. Well, then when I started looking over there, I kept seeing different bikes over there. I thought, I'm going to stroll over there and see what the heck is going on. So I talked to the officers. I talked to the parking attendant guy. You may hear that on the other video that I'll put out. And we'll talk about it again. I'll talk about just kind of like what we're talking about now. I'm going to kind of
reiterate.
Yeah. What I'm going to say, what I said now, I'll probably say on that same video and talk about it over what's being happening on. Because a lot of people said, screw Texas, that they're only on money grubbers. They're only this, they're only that, they're only this. Well, to let you know, those are all independent tow companies. And those bikes all went to their yards, did not go to the city's yard. So the city probably got the fine and the ticket for parking illegally, but the towing charge and the storage fee is going to be by the businesses that did the towing. And that was per the parking attendant and also the police guy that I talked to about how would somebody find out where my bike's at. Because normally a lot of cities, they tow them to a certain place and that's where you can pick them all up.
The impound yard.
Yeah. But here they don't have that. So The city's not making the money. The towing companies are making the big money. So it's just like that. You know, I know guys that are tow truck drivers and they have contracts with the city. They don't pay anything for it, but the city signs the contract and says, hey, for the next 3 weeks, you get all the tows that we need. And that's how they make their money. But the city gets no money from that towing company to get that contract for that time. And normally they rotate through a bunch of different companies unless the city has their own towing. Like Los Angeles, they have their own tow trucks and they tow it to an impound yard and you got to go to the city and do all that. And then, yes, the city made all that money. So don't harp on Galveston because some people parked in the wrong place. And granted, I would be very upset too if it happened to me. We parked down there on 17th Street. I looked 4 times. You know, a lot of bikes, no signs, nothing else. Somebody else said you can't park in neighborhoods without having local plates. I have not heard that, and I have not seen any signs that have said that. Now, once again, some states do have. Los Angeles has that. A lot of cities, and Florida's got some that I've seen that says local only. So yes,
you have to have a special parking permit to park on those streets.
They say I don't see it here. Not saying that it's not, but I haven't asked a police officer if there is one. I talked to the police. One of the ones we're walking through the other day.
You need to pay for something?
Oh, okay. Well, you get to talk to her.
Yeah.
We're YouTubers.
Here, he'll help you. Right
he wants his money. He wants to give you some money.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Oh, you got to talk to them.
No, sorry.
We're YouTubers.
Yep. Here, I'll give you one of our cards. Look us up. We do motorcycle rallies. I'll give you one too.
So, giving out some cards. That's one of the things we lack a lot of these last rallies. That here there's so many, which it is just like I went back and talked about a while ago. You see so many people here. You're passing it up. It's unreal. Not confrontation, but the what's the word? When you're constantly seeing people. It's not confrontation. It's,
confrontation?
No. Confrontation means you had a problem with somebody.
Just see a lot of it.
So yeah.
You're mingling with a lot of people.
Yeah. So and you see, just like when we were down there on the seawall, there's a lot of people you're passing and chatting with and talking with and
he says he knows a lady that gets a lot to pay toes. I think it like paint toes.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting. So
you do toes.
Yeah. So yeah. So we did have a little technical difficulty last night. 2 things happened on our live last night. If you got to watch it all, you got to see it all. But ended up being somebody was playing bad Leroy Brown on that big giant what was that thing? Sling, whatever the heck it was. And it went on for like a block. Well, they kicked me for that, and we removed that. So we could actually get
Leroy Brown's not on anymore.
Yeah. So we could actually get paid for watching it. Put my little bar back on. I got a little bar on the chair and I keep flipping it up. It needs to have a little lock. Lock it into place. Needs to lock into place.
Shouldn't jump his feet around. Mine didn't come up and down.
So also where are we at today? We're at CIRO3D. You see their thing behind us? Not really.
It's that way. That way. Your way.
So yeah, check out their site. We're going to be doing some stuff with them come the first of the year. I'm going to be doing some installs. We talked about this once before. I'm going to be looking at products that I'm actually interested in. You know, there's a lot of people out here doing YouTube videos on products, and we do it too. But the difference between us is I'm not in this to really make money off of the vendors. I'm more interested in finding you good products that do a good job. You know, we just got the headlight put in, and definitely, it's 100 times better than the factory. Just from what I can see driving on a couple dark streets last night, not like driving in the country or Arkansas like we had the other one on.
Pitch black.
Yeah. But
I couldn't
it did ride up the road.
Is the moon out now? I don't know.
Right, too cloudy it was last night. But so definitely happy about that. The shocks are really good. We're gonna really put the shocks to test in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We're gonna be in California, and she's not going, but my buddy Art. We're gonna go ride the coast of California. We're gonna do some good riding. The riding she don't like. The riding she don't like. And we'll see how they perform, and we'll be able to give you a better update of how they perform.
Got all kinds of stuff beside a cup holder. They said anything good besides a cup holder here at Ciro. They got lots of stuff.
And their
All kinds of
products are all guaranteed, just like what's the other light company?
Custom Dynamics.
Custom Dynamics, which is what I've got on the bike now, the headlights and stuff. So yes, I've heard about the cup holders too, and we're going to talk to them about that. I don't know. We were talking to Rick Rack about it, and they're actually going to modify the cup holders soon, I think.
We're doing a live, but you can sure come up and talk to us.
Oh, you got to talk to them. We're YouTubers. We're just advertising. We're not in the sales. We do YouTube.
I'll give you a
Tell you all about motorcycle rallies. And right, everything you need to know about a motorcycle rally is on our channel. Tell them loud so they can hear you. And because we're sitting right next to their main cell counter.
Yeah.
Over there.
So there's Kelsey over there.
And so they just naturally think we're here to help them.
Still going as far as we know.
Special
Shirts on.
Shirts on.
And I even got the jacket too. His jacket, but he didn't buy me one.
So now we're changing the way the logos look. So we'll still have probably the same logo here, but we're changing it to. If you look at our Facebook page, it's got it on there. That's kind of what we're going to be going to. We're going to change this a little bit. I'm going to see about getting a motorcycle put on here, maybe instead of the trailer, or maybe with the trailer. Don't know yet. We'll know in a couple weeks if how that's gonna work out. So
my son-in-law Ted, hopefully he's gonna help us out with that.
He's good at that, where we're not experts on that. It'd take me probably a year to make that, or pay somebody to do it, where he does it and takes care of us. So we're here at the Ciro 10. We got to make sure we tell everybody that they gave us this spot, and for our subscribers to come up and meet us today, and also for us to do a live. They also gave us worked that out with us in Surges. Pretty nice of them to do that. It's tough sometimes to find a place for us to be able to do a live.
They want to know if we're still going to Mexico.
Yes, we're still crossing the border. So it's all set up. What we're going to do is we had a great subscriber
Not everybody
that
knows
was going to let us store our trailer and truck in Phoenix.
Thank you,
but
Mike.
it would have been a 200-mile ride for us to get down into Mexico from his house. And somebody, when we even just drove 100 miles, had a lot of issues. So now that's what we've got is we're going to be about 30 miles from the Mexico border, leaving the trailer and everything. It's going to be plugged in so the refrigerator stays going, be in a campground. And then we'll ride the bike over. And so then we'll drive about 100 miles.
Much more doable.
Yeah. And the weather's supposed to be pretty good next week. So we're going to actually be going across the border on Wednesday. We'll probably maybe do a live right before we hit the border. Probably a little farther on this side. Because when you get too close to the border, your phones go nuts and they think you're in Rome.
Know where you're at.
Yeah, and they'll charge you like $1,000 to use your phone. So don't text us, don't call us, don't do anything during that time. We will try.
We're not getting back until Monday. So Monday, we may not post anything till then. So from Wednesday the 10th until the 15th, if you don't hear from us,
don't think we died.
No, we'll be okay.
I decided not to edit anything while we're down there. But if there's any chance we can do a live from there, we will let you know and post it and say, hey, Friday we'll do a live or Saturday we'll do a live and let you guys. Yes, we were. We're YouTubers. We're everywhere. You watch our channel?
Yep.
Man, do you know who this is?
Yeah.
We're the Bob and Tam Show.
We watch every.
There you go.
Nice to meet you, man. We got so much information from
Well, thank
The
you.
only thing that we listened to that we shouldn't have was the advice of don't bring in your own liquor.
Yeah, they got you at the Buffalo Chip.
I know.
You know,
I know. Well, what we found out, which I don't want to say the rule, but they pretty much if you had six packs stuff like that, if you brought it in with the first time, they really didn't look for that stuff. They were looking for barrels of beer.
yeah. We bought our beer there, but we just like our little bourbon. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
You could have probably
was
brought
so
that
funny, you know, we watched y'all and we learned a lot.
I appreciate that.
And so we paid attention to it, and we said, you know what? And he goes, here's your pass.
I know. They look at you.
And the funniest thing is, in from Texas, we went, and I we wanted to go buy a fifth of bourbon.
Yeah.
So we went to the closest convenience store.
Yep.
And I said, sir, can you tell me where the nearest liquor store is? And he said, yeah, right behind the potato chip rack.
Yeah.
Oh, what? And there's a casino. I mean, they got everything in those places. Very, very nice
Yeah.
to meet
Well,
you.
here, we'll
She can
take a
take a picture with you.
She recognized you. We'll take a picture of them.
Stay with them.
Okay.
I got their card.
Yeah,
I got their card.
All right. You might
Hey,
have
can
to
you make
hit
me look 20 pounds lighter?
I'll
he
try.
made me look taller.
There, you have to hit that little white button.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
happy.
All right, some more happy customers. We appreciate all of you. And anytime you get a chance to come by and catch and see us, never hesitate talking to us. We're here to take care of you guys.
We will reserve a key for a porta potty. We thought they were all, open.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God we bought a sheetrock bucket with a toilet seat.
All right, he's gonna take it.
Okay. Hey,
You,
love you guys.
Lone Star. I don't know where I'm at.
We'll look for you next.
Whoops. The nut came loose. Nothing like your nut getting loose. Tighten it back up.
What'd you do?
All right. My nut got loose.
Uh-oh.
Had to tighten it up.
Loose
It
nuts.
flipped forward.
We need to tighten them up there.
Probably thought we had a crash or something there. Had an earthquake here. Whoops. That
Did it go up and down? Can you see? Can you see yourself?
So, hello.
Hey.
Oh.
We're here. All
Hey,
right.
thank you. Here's
I'll give
an
you a sticker.
official sticker for the club.
All right, thank you.
You're
Here,
in.
we'll take another
Here.
picture. Do my phone. Yours says, I don't know what it says.
All right. Get next to him.
All right.
She's gonna take a picture with you. One more. Because the guy was behind you. And thanks for watching. We appreciate that. We'll put you on. We'll get my show on YouTube.
You too.
Yeah, that's why I went on there live when I seen that happen. I wanted to let everybody know that,
Don't park there.
you don't think about it. When you see all the bikes parked there, you just figure, hey, I'll pull in there too. And yeah, that's what I think. I told that parking guy that. But it ended up being that one guy I talked to said he didn't pay either anyway. He didn't even use his phone. So I said, if you would have used your phone and got the barcode and paid for it, you'd have a good argument. But if you didn't do that at all, you didn't do nothing. Yeah, you're kind of screwed. Yep, same here. So, yep, anytime you're by, stop by. That's one of the things we run into a lot with some of our subscribers. We see them way over there and they're kind of like waving. If we're talking to somebody, 99% of the time, unless I'm holding the camera up and we're doing an interview, which I've never had anybody do that, interact, even try to talk to us when we're doing an interview. But this isn't really an interview when we're doing this. This is, it's just some fun, giving you guys an update of what's going on, where we're at, what happened, and all that excitement.
Somebody wants to know if they have any good bands down here, any 80s bands. Hairball.
Hairball. Hairball is, if you haven't seen them, they play a lot of the Iron Horse and the Broken Spoke. And what they are is they're almost like a Las Vegas act. What they have is like 5 or 6 different singers, and they dress up like that character. If they're doing Kiss or Van Halen or Billy Idol or whoever they're doing that night, they dress up like that. And they come out and they sound really, really good, and it's really neat. And you could, like, they're here 3 nights, then we're going to see them tonight. But every show is completely different. It's not like going to see, it's like us. We've seen Kid Rock, and like the concert Kid Rock did this year at the Buffalo Chip was almost the exact same songs he played 3 years ago at a concert. And nothing wrong with that. But, you don't realize, like, if you hear a tribute band, you don't want to hear, the odds are you don't want to hear them every night. You figure they're playing the same stuff because they're, they only know so much stuff. Well, with these guys, they bring in, and they're really neat. So what's nice about these shows that they've got going on down here, they're free. They had Lee Greenwood here. They also had Kurt Ford was here Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. I think he was here. It was a Friday night. Friday night he was here. So he's getting around. And, he does it full throttle out there, too. He plays there when there, if you've ever seen him. We've seen him a couple years ago. He's a lot more popular now than he was before. Pretty good singer. But, I mean, that's about the biggest acts they've got here. They have that band Cowboy that was from, we seen him in Panama City last spring. And he's pretty good. He sounds like Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
And does a pretty good show. We've seen that. And not bad. And it's nice when you're in these kind of environments because you can get a lot closer to the band stuff. Bad news with these is it's all standing only. They don't have any chairs or any place for you to sit or anything like that.
Bring your own chair.
Yeah, so that's only the bad thing about the concerts that they have here. The ones, they have two stages. One is right here on this harbor area here in the Strand, on the Strand over here, probably about 2 blocks that way,
Probably
1 block up.
23rd, maybe.
And they've got a park there. I guess it's, I don't know, maybe it's not, I don't know what, probably not a park. But in the corner, they got a stage. They got a bunch of beer vendors and stuff around there. And so that's where Lee Greenwood played. That's where Kurt Ford played at. And so kind of neat. And Lee Greenwood, you can come down here I think he's playing every night. He comes out for 15 to 30 minutes, plays a few songs, and then he's pushing a whiskey. And the bourbon or whiskey? I think it's whiskey. Over here that way. And after the show, you can come down there and
you buy a bottle, he'll autograph.
Yeah, he wants you to buy a bottle, and then he signs it. But I mean, I think you can probably get pictures and stuff taken with, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But
so
we haven't had a
one
chance.
down here, it's about 63 degrees. It's supposed to get up in the 70s today. Somebody asked about that. We will be safe in Mexico. We're going to be staying at my cousin's house where she lives. She said she's down there all the time. They've had that house for probably 20 years.
We're going to see a lot. I mean, a lot of motorcycles crossing over the border.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch earlier, Adam Sandoval, which I wonder how he thought about it, but maybe he didn't hear it from us. But he's going to be going over him and Ashley. Him and Ashley. And I think, you don't have Ashley's number anymore, do you?
I might, yeah.
Call him and see when they're going across. We're going across on Wednesday afternoon. And we'll be crossing the old Mexican border. And we're okay with that. What we're being told is where you go across at, it's 70 miles down, and there really isn't anything between there. There's no little towns or nothing for you to do. So, and nobody bothers anybody along there. Like I say, her cousin's had a house down there for 20 or 30 years and goes down there all the time. Never had any trouble down there. We will be careful. We've been to Cabo, we've been to Cancun, never rode the bike. We're only taking the motorcycle across because each vehicle you have to insure it. So we're going to go with a company that the promoter is recommending. I think it's Sanbo, Sanbo. I'll probably do it maybe Sunday or Monday. I'll go ahead and get it and pay for the days we're going to be. You pay per day. And
we'll be down there 5 days. We're going the 10th. We'll be coming back the 15th. So there's a guy that says, I don't know how to say his name, Motor Just Lajera. I don't know. I'm horrible with Spanish. But anyway, he says he's going to Rocky Point. He'll see us down there.
There you go. Check us out. Bad news is I don't know how much we'll be able to say where we're going to be. Because, one, our phones can't use text. You can use texting and you can use phone. But we can't use any data plans or anything like that because they'll charge us a fortune. So her cousin says, got the thing back in. Got my bar back in. And my bar keeps losing down there. And so I don't know how much we'll be able to say, but hopefully we'll run into you down there. It'd be great if we could meet up with somebody that kind of take us around and show us what's going on down there. Her cousin knows has been down there, but they're not really bikers. So I don't know what extra she'll be able to show us. She probably knows the bars, the restaurants, stuff like that. But they act like they've been. Told us
there's another bar we have to meet up with. There's a girl down there. I think I wrote her name down in what bar.
So that'd be kind of neat. So we'll see if we maybe can catch up with Adam Sandoval down there and this gentleman that just was on here, which I couldn't pronounce his name. But maybe you can email us before we leave and tell us a place you know.
Oh, that's what I got.
Yep, there you go. Email us. Get closer. Can't see it. player. So you can email us at this address and tell us what bar or venue to meet at, maybe on Thursday or Friday, and we'll meet up with you. Her sister or her cousin's got internet in her house, so we should be able to check our internet and stuff
Our
like that,
email.
and our email. And I just don't know what we'll be able, if I can. I don't know. I'm assuming, I guess Facebook and all that stuff works down there, but we'd have to do it before we left the house.
Motor Jess Magnea. Motor.
So
Did I say it right? Motor Jess Magnea.
okay, you contact us through our email and to give us a place to meet you at during the day. Not saying that's wrong at night, but I just don't know what we'll be doing during the day. It's easy for us to meet people. In the evenings, her cousin's gonna be down there. She hasn't seen her in a year or more, so she'll want to spend some time with her too. So that's why we decided not to edit while we're down there. We're gonna wait till we get home and do it all, and maybe we'll do a live when we get back on Tuesday night. And I guess we're going home after that. Maybe it'll be Wednesday night. We'll do a live and tell you what we thought about it and what to expect on the videos that we'll be putting out in the next week after that.
So T. Watson said, hopefully it's
The
not.
Popo's coming. Popo. Oh, there was a really, really, really bad accident. Number one thing, don't outrun the police. You know,
Don't try to.
here's what we're here to happen. And we've seen the aftermath. Down here on Harbor,
Harborside.
there was a motorcycle that was running from the cops with a girl on the back of the motorcycle, running down the street right behind us here.
Harbor Street.
It's a pretty straight through street. This is the last street before you hit the bay over here. And that's where the ocean liners and all that are at. But there's cross streets that all come out. So this motorcycle's doing about 80 miles an hour down the street, and the light turned red. He ran through it. A car pulled out. The motorcycle totaled out the car. I don't need to say any more. So there is some accidents we heard in the campground that we're in. Somebody Thursday or Friday got kicked off there. Don't know any more than that. But yes, this is there's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of big potholes in the roads here. They've got manhole covers that are different size. You got to pay attention to what's going on here. Lots of bikes riding around, lots of cars being down here. You know, you
There's
see some-
another thing. We were driving and we were turning left to come down right by from Seawall on to like 23rd Street, Roosevelt.
It's closed. The seawall, there's one lane that's completely closed down because when I was saying before, it's a 2-lane road. One goes one way, goes the other way. Well, the road that would normally come at you when you're coming down the seawall there is completely closed off. That's where all the vendors are at. So that street's closed off. So there's a turn lane there. So I'm in the turn lane with my turn signal on, and I think there was a car in front of me. So when you pull over, there's actually 2 lanes that you come over. So you're pulling into of course, you always pull to the first lane, and there's another lane right here. And just across there is where Speeds is at, and that's where Chick-fil-A's at. And there's an opening there. So we're going to pull in and go into Speeds. So I come around that corner, the light changed. We were at a red light. Light changed. We're not going very fast. She yells, there's somebody behind us. Well, I look, and there's a commercial van in the lane next to me now, making the left-hand turn. And he's pointing like he has the right of way. So I slow down. He goes ahead. Well, then I waited till yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to go back that way and see. That dumbass did not have a right to turn there. He was in a straight turn lane. There's only one lane there.
Go straight,
Stupid
one
moron.
lane to turn. Well, I keep seeing him going over. I knew where he's going.
Once again, why you should really be aware what's going on. Bad news is I'm wearing a full face helmet out here, and that's people always wonder why I don't wear a helmet a
I
lot.
gave them all away.
The full face helmet, you really have a tough time getting a good look over your shoulder with the
And I'm
helmet.
bundled up. I got a mask on and my glasses.
'Cause I can't find a
my
mask to
hood.
wear my half helmet.
So it's like I'm like this, and I'm like I can't hardly see. But when I knew he was trying to get into Speeds, and when he was turning, I saw that truck right there, and I'm like, I said, there's a car over here, and then he kept coming over, and he kept going over, and I said, I think there's 2 lanes to turn. I didn't know. So anyway,
So the guy was wrong and we were right. But that's why I said, that's why you've got to really pay attention. People don't see bikes. You can even have loud bikes. There could be people that can't hear either. And so they're not paying, or the radio's up too high, they're texting, they're on their phone, whatever these stupid morons are doing out
I've
there.
heard a lot of people tell us that they don't ride a motorcycle anymore ever since people started texting. Because we've seen people on their bike, looking at their phone, not watching where they're going. So anyway, T. Watson said he's injured on his bike. Parking, he's heard, it's all screwed up down here. It's $40 to park. Yes, that's for the whole
40
weekend.
bucks for the whole week, 15 a day.
But he said he's got a handicap pass. Do you know if there's any places that are open for handicaps?
Yes.
I think you
There
still have to
is.
pay.
You still have to pay to come in here, but any of the side streets that's got handicapped, you can park on it. Now, if you're not driving your motorcycle, it can get expensive. Now, we did see a parking lot. I don't know how big it's going to be, how long it's going to be. It's $10, cars or trucks. What's the road that we came down on? The one that.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it.
But there was a lot of business. There must be at the very beginning of this. I don't know. But it was one of the streets coming out. I'm sorry, we don't remember what the street was. But it was the only lot I've seen. Because somebody else told me the other night they seen a lot that was charging 30 or 40 bucks. We also seen a lot that was charging 20 for cars. A lot probably depends on what time you get here.
Yeah.
So, if you're wanting to come down here tonight, you ought to start thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get packed down here. No, you want to talk to them if you want to buy a product. We're just YouTubers.
Here, you can take one of our cars. We cover
You can watch
motorcycle
all about
rallies. All
motorcycle
motorcycles.
rallies.
After this one, we're going to go down to
Mexico.
on the Rocky Point.
Crossing the Rio Grande. So that'll end up the rallies for this year. And then what we're going to do is we're going to
Jeffrey
be.
says, wear a body cam. That way you have proof.
Yeah. Yep. So body cam for what?
Yes, ma'am.
We're
Oh,
talking
somebody-
about all this stuff. You've got a body cam on.
Yeah.
Or have your
Well,
camera on the front.
the bad thing about it, it's front, if somebody hits you on the side, it's kind of like a helmet. I've got the one.
Things on.
That's one of the reasons I've got my full face helmet. I've got a mount on top of the helmet. And that's the only nice thing about having a helmet mount is where you look, the camera goes. Where if you got it mounted on the front of the bike, it's only looking at the front. So if somebody hit us from the side, it would never pick it up.
Ray
so-
said if you got a Bob and Tam sticker on your car, it's free parking.
There you go. Not guaranteeing that.
No.
We didn't talk to the vendor. The promoter here. We should have talked to her, but we didn't. We will next year. She's coming back. We're gonna get a hold of her and say we need some passes.
One of those VIP passes.
Well, the idea too is with us is we're not coming down. It's like we tell these vendors when they want to charge to get in that we're here to film this stuff for you. You're gonna benefit from this also. We do get advertising from this from YouTube and all this. We make some money from it. You guys watching it. But you're getting more information about this rally from us that would decide if you're coming here or not coming here, or if you're on your way, what vendor, like we had some of the ones say, seen our first video that we had on Thursday, that, hey, they said, well, we met them out here. Oh, we really appreciated you showed us where the vendors were at. That way we knew where we had to go because we weren't sure who was at.
We didn't even know where that was at.
That's right. So it's like Master Lugie. We didn't find him to the last minute.
Oh, yeah. We knew he was down here.
He's on 23rd Street.
21st. He's way down there at the end.
He's right next to the monkey bar.
Drunken Monkey.
Yep, Drunken Monkey.
Got a big, giant, blow-up armadillo on the top of it.
Says
Can't miss it.
Yep. So you can go there. Across the street is Master Lugo. He's been pretty busy too. He's kind of got it the whole area, but I don't know. Like in his case, you have to pay the $15 to get to his booth. I don't know.
Yeah.
Be
You were going,
interesting.
yeah. I don't know. Take your bike down there to him.
But everybody was paying. We only seen very few people turn around and not pay the $15. We're one of those ones. I ended up being after we got down there and we walked down to the end. It was all backed up anyway, and
You're just sitting there.
it would have been a screwed up video because I wanted to be able to ride down like Main Street in Daytona or in Sturgis. You can ride down the street. You got to get a few stop signs. You might hit a bike pulling out, but here at the very end, you're probably 10 or 15 minutes before you get out of it. And once again, it's probably only 6 blocks long if it's that long. And so typically it would take you a couple minutes to drive it, and it's probably taking you 30 to 45 minutes. Because the whole time we did that video, I think it was about 30 or 40 minutes long. We did see one bike come back around in that. So that took him from one end to the other, took him about 40 minutes to ride
Well,
through.
it's funny because if you saw all the slingshots that were lit up, we saw them on Harborside when we were walking across from down this way, and we took a picture of all them. And then when we walked around the other side, it was like a good
You want to
30
talk to them?
minutes. A good 30 minutes later.
You can talk to us, but we can't take your money.
So anyway, yeah, a good 30 minutes for those slingshots that we just saw on one side of the street, get all the way down, around, and back around the block.
And it's tough. Now you can park on these side streets, but just make sure there's no signs and you're not blocking anything. You know, don't park in the crosswalks. Don't look. And like I said, I talked to one of the police officers that was right there by the seawall, right next to where the little park where the bands and stuff are playing at, where the bathrooms are at. And I said, hey, are you going to be writing tickets for these guys parking here? He's like, no, I'm just making sure that the people can get through, fire truck, anything needs to get through here. It needs to be open. Nobody can park in the street. So as long as it's not a red zone, you're not in a crosswalk, and there's no signs, you can park free in those side streets.
Got all that?
Look for all that. We've been able to, which we do this at all the rallies. We always find some place to park for free, and a lot of places charge, and it depends on your time. You know, if you want to sit down there on the Strand and you're going to be down there all night long, what's $15? What's that? A couple beers?
Which was funny. On Thursday, we drove down the Strand and parked at the very end, and we went with Debbie and Steve. Drove down there, parked. We walked all around, and I don't know if it's because it was earlier in the day. It was
I think it
daylight
was.
out.
I think it probably. I'm not sure. I would think maybe they didn't start collecting money till Friday, but I mean they might have done it Thursday night. We were there in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Wasn't a whole lot of bikes there. You guys seen the video on that. We didn't pay for that. And that's why I assumed when we went down last night that we'd be able to ride the Strand and videotape it for you guys. Where I did walk through it, and that video will be coming up later.
So hi, Russell. And David said he loves the show. He watches all the time. Jeffrey wants to know, would you live in Daytona Beach? The only one reason we would is because there's never been a hurricane that went through there. But other than the humidity and the bugs and the...
Actually, I don't know. No, we have no intention right now of really moving anywhere. But
my cousin's back. I gotta go give her another
Florida is kind of, what's bad about Florida is the humidity, the bugs, the traffic, all that. We've been in Florida. Some people say, hey, you guys are in Florida so much, why don't you live there? Yeah, but we're not there in August, June, July, August when it's miserable. And, you know, we live in Arizona where it gets to be 120 degrees, but like people say, well, it's a dry heat. Well, it is a dry heat, but you don't have the humidity. And yes, it's hot out in the sun, but you can sit in the shade and be comfortable. Hey, I built a gazebo in our backyard at 118 degrees, and we survived. Took some breaks, had some water coolers shooting on us and stuff, an area where under the shade that we could sit in and cool back down. But I mean, we got it done, and it wasn't that tough. But here, we were out at Adam Sandoval's 2 years ago, and I worked in that campground for 2 weeks, and I thought I was going to die, and it was 80 degrees, but with the humidity, it was just a killer. Now, I was in Oklahoma. So, yes, we're not, that's why we left St. Louis, is because of the humidity, the weather changing. We've been through tornadoes. We've been through California for the years we lived there. We've been through fires. Where we have the house in Arizona, we really don't have anything but heat. Is a downfall. We get some windy time, we get some dust, but we're not, in our area, we don't get the dust bowls or the sandstorms. Around us they do, but not where we're at. Also, there's, we do have the property now that we rent from the Buffalo Chips. We have a lot up there that we can stay at too. I would love to buy some property in South Dakota, but it's getting to be like a lot of these other states. It's just way too expensive. So, crazy. So are they doing lunch with us? Or are they going to run away?
This is my crazy cousin Julie. I love her. And I miss her. Everybody else is in Illinois, so when I go back to see all my cousins, I don't get to see this one, unless she's there. All right. We're going to go with them tomorrow.
So, yes. And,
that's my crazy cousin.
Yeah. And she used to work with the girls all the time we had.
Yeah, she'd watch them.
Yeah.
That's why I call her my crazy cousin, because she'd take them like Dairy Queen, and they like get up on the tables and dance and stuff. But yeah, so she's 13 years younger than me, so she was closer to my girl's age then, because she was a teenager when she watched our girls. Anyway, that's my crazy cousin Julie.
So we're at CIRO3D. If you're down here in the Galveston area, we're going to hang out here till 1. I don't know how long we're going to do the live till. How long we'll keep this going, I don't even know. See how many people we've got on there.
47.
Holy smokes, had a better crowd last night. Nobody knew we were coming on.
Somewhere Upper Creek Comedy Productions. Hi there. You must be new to our channel. I don't remember seeing them talk before.
Oh, you have a YouTube
Somewhere
channel.
Upper Creek Comedy Fishing Productions. All righty, how about
You
that?
have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think they
We
do.
like to promote other YouTube channels, things like that. We don't have a problem with that as long as they do vice versa. There's a few YouTubers that have sneaked on our channel and have promoted themselves, and they won't do it for us. And you look at it, we're all different. You know, we're not like anybody else that's out here, and they're not like us. And there's really not anybody that's the same. And so we're all a little different. Some are. We watch that. You know, that Meg, she's people get some of our subscribers watch her channel. She's having a real problem now because people are dropping off from her. You know, and I see a problem with a lot of these young girls. Well, she's not really definitely young, just girls that have channels that I think they're trying to sell a sexual type thing maybe. And maybe that's getting old for guys. They see somebody and there's not enough interesting content to keep people watching. So I don't know. So everybody's different and every channel is different. And I know just like with us too, we look at this and wonder, you know, Galveston here is not as, you know, this fall loop, it's been Panama City has been my best rally for you guys for watching it. Why? I don't know. And YouTube won't tell you nothing. So it's all about algorithms and all this crazy stuff that they do where they recommend you.
Constantly. When we first got in it, well, we were looking to get in it, it was this set of rules. Then we got in it, it was this set of rules. Now we've been in it, and now it's this set of rules. I mean, it just keeps changing. It's crazy.
And what it's all about is if you want to help us, that's the things you have to do. Is, you know, give us that thumbs up that you like the videos. Let them play all the way through. They look at YouTube looks at that. If people watch 5 minutes of the video or 3 minutes of the video and they click out, that hurts our channel because YouTube looks at it and says, okay, they're not keeping enough interest. Now, lives are a different story. I don't expect, which we do have some of you I know that sit down and watch some of these 2-hour lives. And thumbs up to you.
Thank you.
I can't even do that. And I don't do it to anybody else's channel. And that's why I wonder sometimes about just doing shorter ones. But I know in some cases here, like Rat Pink just came on a little while ago.
He's still on. He said he's at home working on his kitchen floor.
So, you know, a lot of times like that, people, they have lives too. They got things going on. So if I look at it, if we keep the video running an hour or so, we get more chance for more of you to take a look and see what's going on. We also have some that we know on the average 3 to 6 minutes about all you're watching this live. So we got people coming and going, new people coming on constantly, checking out what's going on, seeing what's going on in Galveston. You know, we got some pretty good coverage this time. We got down here and we got Jay's last name?
Allen.
Jay Allen did a shout out the other day.
He's a really good
Kelly,
guy.
is that the other girl? Lisa did the shout out yesterday's video. It was pretty good. And what we've tried to do, which won't be a video today, but what we've been trying to do on the videos now is same day. So if you watched the video last night, that was filmed yesterday. Everything we've been doing right now from Panama City has all been live same day. Do you like that? Do you want to know what's going on right away? We thought, because what we end up doing now is we go back to the trailer around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and I try to edit it real quick, throw it together, and get it out there before 6 o'clock for Central Time to get it out so you guys can see what's going on here. And if you're here, what maybe else I want to do. Because I know when we set videos out the next morning at 9 o'clock, at the time where we're at, some of you might be up, some of you may have already been out on the road and not know, hey, I'm looking for Ciro. I can't find him. Where the heck are those people at? Or, hey, I'm looking for Master Lugo. Where's he at? Well, that's why we want to try to give you those guys where those good vendors are at. I'm not saying that there's other vendors out here that aren't good. These are all the vendors that we guarantee their work and their products. If you have a problem with their product, they give you a runaround, you contact us, we contact them, and we try to come to a resolution. And we've got a few of them like that we've talked about. If you watched the one the other day, we had one of our subscribers ask about Dan Kite, if I get something painted on my bike, should I clear coat it to make it last longer? Well, we can go back and watch a video yesterday. He answered that question for you. So we also have one we're going to get from Rick Rack. Maybe we'll get something from Chelsea before we leave about what they would do. My question was, which is Ciro's products guaranteed for life. Most of the products they sell, I think just about everything they have is. And what would happen is if I drove home today and about a week from now, I had some lights put on my bike and they quit working. Well, what Speed said the other day when we asked him that question is he has a lot. One, most of his products they're an authorized dealer. So if you bought their tuner from them and you had a problem with the tuner, it was shorting out or whatever has happened to it, you can call them. He's got other vendors throughout the United States that he can recommend you to go to. You go there, get the free part, and then he works the labor out with them. So that's how he takes care of stuff. Rick Rack, when I talked to Shane, we didn't get to finish the conversation, but he was basically sounding like he was kind of the same similar situation. That, because a lot of people say that, why would you want to buy something from somebody that you're not going to see again? Well, just like us, we've been doing that for a long time. In my town, I'll have the oil changed on my bike, but that's about it. Everything else, I wait till a rally comes. Because I
think says whatever you do is fine with him.
So that's what I look at when I look at vendors when I come here. Like Speeds, they put the header pipe on in the spring and they did the tuner on it. I'm like to do some mufflers, but I don't know what I want yet. I'm thinking about it. We did the shocks, and I knew before we came. We actually were talking about shocks last year in Sturgis, but
that's what he really wanted.
Yeah, but Saturday when we went to the vendors, they were all gone, all the big ones. Because I like to talk to the big vendors. I want to talk to Vance and Hines. I want to talk to Bug Slide, or I want to talk to J&P Cycles. I want to talk to Ciro. I want to go to them because then I know I'm getting the truth. Where no matter what you're hearing, if it's from your dealer or if it's from another YouTuber, not necessarily going to be the facts. So you say you got a few things, I'll let you do.
Yeah. So somebody wants us to come through Oregon. I was thinking maybe after Sturgis we could come back, because somebody told us the other day they came back that way, went out through Washington, down through Oregon, and came all the way down the coast on the one. But I think after Sturgis we have to go to Ocean City.
I think so.
So I don't think we'll be able to do that. But one day we really want to go to Oregon. Ray says, my crazy cousin Julie is pretty cool. It's a soulmate. She was pretty cool. And T. Watson said to eat at Kelly's. Is that here in Galveston, Kelly's?
I think I've heard somebody else say it.
Oh, is it? I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we can eat lunch here today. I don't know. And Red Pink says, do whatever you want.
So.
You'll watch no matter what.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where was I at? What was I talking about?
About when we film stuff and come back and pass that. Oh.
That's what we should talk about. Well, we talk about. It's just like when I talked to her a while ago at Ciro here. There's a lot of people out here putting products out and talking about them, and it's more of a sales pitch than actually
a review
of what's going on. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing, we're going to get a few things from Ciro. We're going to try them out. We're going to talk about them. And then we're going to give a 6 month and we're going to give a year's response. We're going to do the same thing with the shocks. See, I got the shocks put on in August. Okay. And here we are coming up in November. So probably the first week of December, you're going to get my true, honest opinion about the Legend shocks. So you'll actually hear what I liked about it, what I don't like about it, what I don't, all of that. And just like the headlight, we're going to be constantly talking about that headlight that was installed and the passing lights, how those perform down the road. I think a lot of the YouTubers out here, and I click on a few of these channels when I see them recommending a seed or something they bought from here or wherever they got it free or whatever the case is that's the point that I want to make. And I think all of you know that we tell you the truth. And we're not going to tell you to buy something that is a piece of crap and going to fall apart or anything like that. And somebody.
Newark, California. I never heard of that. Is that South California?
It has to be north. I pretty much know everything Southern California.
LA's is just up the 45 north of Galveston. So you have to go You get off the island?
Yes, 45 goes into, that's what we drove yesterday.
I know.
Go Canny.
All right.
That's up to 45.
Okay. Thanks.
So,
1947. I don't know what that means. David wrote 1947.
don't know what 1947 stands for. Is that a very good year?
No.
There's a whiskey that's got a year on it.
I don't know. Is that what it is?
No, I don't think it is.
Not very many people on Facebook. Most everybody's on.
It's good because we don't make any money on Facebook. So, yeah. So, pretty exciting. Got a pretty good crowd. I'll turn this around. Let you see. They got a pretty
They
good
said
crowd.
the roads in Mexico will test your new shots.
Yeah. So it's pretty crowded. We'll get some more down there on. We're gonna go after we leave here. We're gonna go get something to eat probably, and then after that we're gonna be down this evening. We are going to be on the seawall. We're gonna hang out down there. So we kind of hung out down here last night. Kind of wanted to do it the other way around, but it didn't work that way. So we'll go down and hang out at the seawall tonight. So if you want to come down, we'll probably be down there. I don't know. We can see what time. Yeah, you talk to him. I'll look it up. You never find out. Talk to him.
All
Tell him
right.
what's going on.
All right. So we're at CIRO3D on Harborside, down here at the seawall. Or no, Harborside in
You don't even know what
Galveston. Well, I said Harborside, but in Galveston, and we're down here right on the bay. We're in CIRO3D and at their tent, and they've got a lot of people in here getting stuff. If you're looking for any lighting or anything on your bike, they got a whole rack that's just for gold weight. And then they got stuff for Harleys. They got all kinds of good stuff. They got cup holders and lights, and I think they've got seats. I don't know. Somebody was asking about one of these seats earlier, I heard. I don't know if they, because they were
I don't think
asking
they
where.
only sell what they make.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not. Somebody asked where they got the seat, and I think they told them what kind of seat it was. Looks like Master Lugo must have fixed it up for him because it's got green stitching on it, because that's their colors. It's all green. So anyway, David's still on. If you guys are on, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Right there. There should be a little thumbs up button. Click on that. YouTube likes that. So there's Ann. She's back on. She was on last night on the live. What are we doing for hankering for lunch? I don't know. I saw that Pit Stop. Is that a good spot? It's a Pit Stop barbecue.
So tonight, Hairball will be down at the seawall. It starts at 9:30, so we'll probably be there at least till 10:30 probably, hopefully. They got the Waylon Jennings band. It's going to be from tribute. It's not really Waylon Jennings.
It's Way Jennings.
Yeah, 7 to 9. And if you go back to the stage downtown, they're having the Miss Lone Star Rally contest is from 9:10 to 9:50. It says. Probably gonna miss that. And then they got Highway to Hell is playing 10 to midnight downtown. And they have bands down there all day too.
They're all on the Strand. Those
Yes. And then they had Cowboy.
Today, 2 to 4.
Saturday's here.
Oh, it was Friday then. Friday was Cowboy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird
So
the
we
way it
missed
looks.
that.
Sunday's here.
Yeah.
The Sunday they still got bands here. The Comancheros are playing noon to 2 on Sunday, and Steel River Band is playing
What if
2:30
that's
to
like
4. I think it's like they do 2 or 3 different bands. I think I looked them up and seen
Oh.
that. And then over on the other one, they've got Southern Shanks on Sunday, the Wayne Jennings, and Zach Tate are playing on Sunday till 6 there. And the other one plays till 4:30. So if you're still looking to come down here, most of the vendors that we talk to, they say they're all going to open tomorrow. And it depends on their business and how many people show up. Will depend on how long all these vendors sit around here.
That sounds good.
Sundays are always tough.
Ann's telling us what to get at the Pit Stop. They've got like a barbecue baked potato, which I love.
That's her thing.
Mm,
I'm not a baked
those are
potato
good.
barbecue
It's
guy.
got brisket on it, so that sounds really good. So we might have to do that.
So the crowds have been pretty good down here. You know, I don't see 300,000 people. I don't see 500,000 people here. They got a good crowd. I'd say we're probably over 50,000 people. When you ride around here, you see a lot of bikes at the bars. A lot of bikes are sitting out here on the seawall, going all the way down to where we camp. Probably 5 miles down, there's bikes sitting on the side of the road watching traffic.
A lot of bars down that way too. People are sitting up there eating and drinking and watching just all the bikes
So
going
there's
up
a
and
lot
down.
of people here that may not be here, just like in Houston. I don't know what they're doing over there
Welcome,
at, what's the other bar that we were going to go to, not go to? What in Houston? Guy you called.
Oh, blowout.
Blowout. So, I don't know
That's
how
at the
big a crowd they
fairgrounds.
have there. If they had another 10,000 people over there, then that's going to add to the numbers here. I don't think we're going to make it. Sorry. Wish we could. Just isn't enough time to get over there. And what we're hearing
There's
is
never enough
they
hours in the
normally
day to do
have,
everything.
we hear it really doesn't get going there till at nighttime. We probably don't want to ride 30 or 40 miles back here in the dark at night, not knowing our way around here. So maybe next year we'll add it to it and try to get there early, maybe go over on a Thursday or go over there on a Friday
We could have
afternoon.
gotten here earlier this year too, because we had that week in between.
Which we're probably going to do next year, but I don't know how close we'll be to Galveston. We're going to come down here because we won't have any rallies. The last rally we'll do next year will probably be the October, which will be our Las Vegas. So that'll probably be our last rally
That's home though.
that we'll have at the end of the season before this one. This one will end it up. I doubt if we do Mexico again. Never know, but I doubt it. Ocean City might be one too. I don't know. Laconia, if we do those next year, they may not be ones that we do the following year. I don't know. A lot depends on you guys, how much people watch these videos, how many people are interested in them, because that's what we look at. When we look at these videos like this, if nobody's watching them, that's a lot of work to go through if we only get 500 people or 1,000 people watch the videos. And it doesn't even justify it. That thing is here. I looked this morning, which is the day behind. So that it wouldn't have counted Friday's video, but it only counted one day. I've only made $130 being here this week so far. That's only counting Thursday. So, but I mean, it goes back 7 days. So all the videos that I've made in the last 7 days, I made a whole $130 on it. That didn't even begin the campground here was a lot more expensive than I thought, but we booked it a long time ago, so I wasn't thinking about it, but we paid a little over $500 where we're at. And great campground, very nice, but
we're not there, so we can't enjoy all the amenities.
Not justifiable for a rally like we do. We don't. So we're going to move down the road 11 miles closer, and we're going to stay at a place for about $275 for a week next year. So which will be a lot better price, and that helps average in to where it's like Mexico. We're hoping Mexico will really be a good thing because I think a lot of people want to know what the heck goes on in Mexico down there at those rallies. Is this something I should go to someday? So we're going to show you an in-depth look at all of that down there. Maybe
a lot of the vendors are curious too, so we'll let them know if there's vendors down there, or maybe we'll be able to talk to the promoter and find out if they want more vendors down there, or I don't know.
But I don't know what it takes to get a vendor like a big truck like this to go across the border.
To Mexico,
it's who knows? Do they have to tear the whole truck apart, look through it, make sure they're not doing anything illegal? Is it even worth all the aggravation?
Trouble going down there.
And is there going to be people down there that really want to spend money, or is it people just want to go down there and party and drink and have a good time? We don't know. We'll find out, and you will know in about 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, you'll know what it's all about.
So T. Watson, thanks for the tip on the seafood, but we don't really eat a lot of seafood. No shrimp or any of that stuff. Sorry. So, but thanks. I'm sure a lot of people, I know a lot of places we go, especially
and we ate last night. We ate at, what was the place we ate at?
Fisherman's Wharf.
That's pretty good. Now we only got the fish and chips. They give you a little bread in the bag, and we're gonna do a video. We're gonna do a video on them. That was the after of the video. We highly recommend it. The guy actually came on a video the other day. I think it was Thursday's video. You could see the restaurant when the chefs were out here giving out free desserts or appetizers. And
but if you go, if you're coming down here on the Strand, they're handing out those little cards. Take one and get the bread pudding. I don't like bread pudding, but I thought that was the only thing that he might eat. They have key lime pie, cheesecake, and the bread pudding. So I got the bread pudding.
I ate the ice cream.
So they have ice cream on top. They have this big chunk of dark chocolate on the side. I don't know, whatever cinnamon stuff they put on top, they drizzle
She
on
ate it
top.
all.
Oh my gosh, it was really good. Can you tell? It was.
So we highly recommend them if you want to check out a place. Another place over here is Willie G's. You'd like to eat there. We heard that's kind of a high-end restaurant. I don't know if it's got anything to do with Harley Davidson. Somebody else said, well, it has to do with Willie G. I said, no, it doesn't. If my name was William, and my middle initial is G, I could use Willie G as my business name because it's my name. So just because you see somebody that it says, you know, it's like somebody says, I'm John Wayne. Well, as long as his first name and even his middle name's Wayne, he can use the name John Wayne. It's your job to make sure it's not the real place. So I'm assuming it's not anything to do with Harley Davidson because there's not even a Harley dealer anywhere near here. So there's not even any, which that's what's weird about this rally too.
Yeah,
There is no manufacturer here for dealers. No Harley, no Indian, no Honda, no Kawasaki. Nobody's here giving demo rides. That's shocking to me that a
They
rally
said years ago at the end of the seawall, Harley used to set up a demo truck down there, but they're not there this year. So I don't know what happened, but yeah, they said the closest dealership for Harley was in Pasadena, which they said is like, I don't know, 15
well, there's got
miles
to be one in
away.
Houston.
They said there
Well, I
was.
mean, there's got to be a dealer in Houston.
So good luck, Paula, on catching your deer. I hope you shoot a deer today. So that would be cool.
Harley Davidson's in Houston, Texas.
Wait for seafood in Laconia. Like I said, sorry, we don't eat seafood. Cod. I like cod, breaded, deep fried with tartar sauce. So anything else, I don't know. I tried it. I really did. I thought maybe it was just all in my head, and I made myself eat some. And
And lobster.
I didn't like it at all. So I don't know.
Stubbs. Stubbs is in Houston.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody
I
told
knew
us the
I-
other day the
I knew there
closest
was
one.
one in Houston.
Anyway.
'Cause I think we went by there. We were last time.
Okay, bye, Jeffrey. He's going to go get lunch. I'm getting hungry, too.
Yeah.
I didn't eat breakfast.
Just
Somebody else got
football
breakfast.
walking through here.
Where? Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched that live last night. You need to go back and watch. There was a girl that I filmed her head, and then she walked away. Probably the cutest looking police officer I have ever seen. Go back and watch the live and see if you can find her. I got a good shot of her head, walked by. She talked to the guy next to me. There was a gentleman sitting next to us that was filming from a lawn chair. And he said something, she bent down, and I kind of got a shot of her walking by, and then I got a shot of her back of her jacket to let you know that she was a Galveston police officer. So go back and check her out and tell me what you think of her.
I didn't hear nothing about that.
She was sitting on the curb.
I was trying to say hello to everybody that was watching. We got
Yeah.
51 on now. We've been on for an hour and a half.
Holy, Jennifer Drew, how many's on?
51.
Kind of sad. Where y'all at today? What are you doing?
It's Saturday. They're probably mowing the grass. And
It might be colder.
Doing
Most
yard
of the United
work.
States is colder than hell.
maybe
So,
they're shoveling snow.
anybody got snow on the ground?
I don't know.
So everybody give us a shout out of where you're at. What state are you in?
And how cold is it? Right now, it was 63 last time I looked. It is still 63. Yep. It's supposed to, the high is supposed to be, oh, it's only in the 60s today. I thought they said it was going to get in the 70s today.
They
Wasn't
said
today
Houston
supposed to be
was. It
high?
should be warmer here than in Houston. The wind's still blowing. We got about an 8-mile-an-hour wind still. Whole time we've been down here, it's almost like in Arizona. Wind blows here all the time. So it's kind of cooler here than what it is in the inland usually. But like last night when they showed, they got down in the 40s. We were still in the 50s here. And so water kept us warmer.
I was thinking driving home last night really wasn't too bad cold wise. Once we got down close to where we were at, but when we were riding back, I'm like, it's really not. I mean, I was bundled up, but I'm like, it really wasn't that cold. I thought I'd be freezing to death. It was dark and. Are you doing that grout? Are you putting down tile? He'd lay down all the tile, and I had to do all the grout. That's my hands were all black. I don't know. We did dark gray, light gray tile. Wood looks like it was porcelain. Tile looks like wood. So anyway, we did that. I don't know what this one says. I can't see it. So anyway,
You got to hit the one that makes it bigger.
I usually just double tap it, and it usually comes right up. So
She's confused.
no, I'm not. I do it all the time. Our phones work completely opposite. Oh, I said, Southern California, the only snow is on my head. Oh, Dawn said she saw her. She was a cute blonde telling people to get back.
Yeah.
That was the
Yep, that was
the
her.
thing. So Dave says he's heading in toward Indio and Fontana, and it's 76 and sunny.
Going to Fun-tucky.
That's what they call it. Oh, where does that do that? Rat Pink says it's 73 and rainy in St. Augustine. Anna Kutch.
We're probably getting the rain that we got the other
California.
day here.
Yeah, probably
Going
heading that
across.
way. So that's where Motor Just Magnata.
He's from
What's
Florida.
that card? No, he's in California. Antioch. Antioch. That's where he is. That's the one that's going to go down to Rocky Point too. So what day are you going down and what route are you going down? Email us. Let us know. Maybe we can meet up somewhere on the road and ride down there with you.
So we're going down on Wednesday. So our last leg of our trip is Wednesday. So we're leaving here Monday morning. And hopefully going to drive about 500 to 600 miles. And then that'd be Monday. Tuesday, going to do about the same. I think it's about 1,400 miles from here to get to where we need to be.
Oh, so I'm reading all these and I'm not doing them.
Holy smokes, you're going to turn us off again.
I don't know why it does that. So that's that one. So, and she's from down here. She was on our live last night. She said, go to Republic, Harley, and Stanford or Sugar Land, Texas. So is that very far from here? I don't know. Somebody told us that was so far away.
We try not, unless the dealer's in town where we're at, we don't normally stop it. We have a lot of people that seem to be complaining that it seems to be more of a Harley advertising channel than anything else. So that's why we kind of try to show you now some of the vendors working on the bikes, things like that, versus them just telling you what they do. Seems to be people seem to like that a little bit more.
So Wisconsin's 55.
I don't have them quote their prices because, if you come out next year, it might be all different prices than what this year is. I don't want somebody to think, and where also somebody made a comment, they wanted phone numbers or their websites put on when I do it. And I try to do that on most of them. But most of them, you can just go, it's .com. It's like CIRO3D.com is their address. jmpcycles.com is what they are. And
so just usually put a .com behind their name and you're probably going to find them. Something will come up with their thing.
And some of them we did do some videos in Panama City that I showed their phone numbers, their contact numbers, call them and talk to them. Very good. Oh, not us. No, not us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Us.
Yeah. Here you go. You want a sticker? Give him a sticker. Thank you. Oh, there's some banana bread, and he watches us, I guess.
She had trouble getting rid of the pound cake, eating all that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, where's Gary? Gary was here. Gary and
she
Pat.
Put chocolate milk on it. She put regular milk on it.
It was really good. And then cut up the rest of it and froze it. So anyway, Southern California, Dave's here, man, says Southern California. But
California people.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. I guess it's better.
We're going to be doing that.
10 o'clock out there. 10:30.
We're going to be doing that ride out there. I guess my buddy Art's not awake yet. Tell me what his days are. We're going to be riding up the coast and bringing you all that good information. Here, fella. Yeah.
He keeps messing with his rod. So they said North Carolina near Boone got a heavy dusting of snow in North Carolina.
What's a heavy dusting?
I don't know. Less than an inch, I guess, huh?
I've always heard of dusting of snow or an inch of snow. I've never heard of a heavy dusting of snow.
I don't know.
Maybe if the wind was blowing.
Yeah. Because it would all go up against all the...
Because a dusting of snow is usually a light snow that can blow away really.
Yeah. That's how you knew when the heavy snow came and it was all that wetness and you had to try to shovel that. Where the other snow, when it comes down and it's like powder and you can just blow it away. So don't miss those days. Then it got ice. St. Louis got to be where it was all ice. So I don't know. So hour and a half, 55 people on. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
In the nose.
There's a little thumb. Click on it right there. Queen's
So
barbecue is
we're in
good, but it's
Galveston.
still open.
Pretty good crowd today. Is going to be already here. There's a lot of people out here walking around. Turn the camera around.
We saw a place the other night that had tamales. I like tamales.
All right.
It's on that fence.
Here's the girl I need to talk to. You bought a big cup holder.
So we're in Galveston. We're at the Ciro tent. They have a lot of products.
Harborside. A lot
pretty
of
neat.
lighting stuff.
And, they have their products mainly are 2014 and up. They also now carry Honda stuff. You got a gold wing. They got a whole section down here. Probably quarter of the tent, maybe even a little more. 30% of the tent is all Honda stuff now. So if you've got a gold wing or something like that, and you're looking for some special lights, I did a video. I don't know if I got on there or not. If it was at night, we filmed it the other day. They were doing it on a Honda. Actually, it was here. They were putting on the. They got a big wheel that goes on the wheel that lights it all up. And I've seen one on the bike. I didn't know who sold it. He sold it here. So
now you know where to go get it. They've got like phone holders, and then they've got some that are even chargeable ones.
Yeah, and you don't have to plug the phone in. It's just one of the ones like you lay it down and it charges through the back of it. So they have those. They sell those here. I think they might be the only ones that have those. We're gonna get one of those next year. And what else are we looking at? And we're gonna get some lights for. I'm gonna get the light that goes across the front of the fairing. I'm gonna light up the vent thing, and then a couple lights across the back. And probably try there, since we did the custom dynamics on the front turn signals. I'm probably going on the back ones and try the Ciro and tell you which ones are better. So that'll be interesting to do. So we'll see how that all works out. So that'll be after the first year when we get home. Probably order the stuff in December, put it on in January, and show you guys what we're doing. So you guys can see what you have.
Vicky's from Lucky the Ozarks. She wanted to know how it went with the towing yesterday, all them bikes being towed. Here comes a slingshot trying to get through all these bikes that are parked, and they ain't going to
That
get
ain't going
through.
to happen. That is not going to happen. He is not going to get down here. Some people just don't have a brain. And a slingshot is not a motorcycle. No matter what you say, we agree to that. A slingshot's not a motorcycle. It's a slingshot.
Somebody said it better. Somebody said it better. If it has a steering wheel, it's not a motorcycle. So that goes for the Vanderhools, the slingshot. Look at this guy. He thinks he's gonna do it.
All righty.
I thought he said Arrow.
I think he did.
Was that all these shows, man? Nice.
He's getting through.
I don't know without hitting anything. At least he's passed our bike. I don't know. That's crazy. Other side, Tim. Oh, it is? It's on this side? It's down here?
You got to look at your thing.
I don't know.
Well, what you do is
You always tell me it's on that side.
Well, it may be on a regular one. So you got to get back out of this. You have to close your comments down.
Oh, I guess it is. So
it's on your side by your face.
Here. Right here. Under the Bob and Tam. Or under the comments.
So you see. So you have to close the chat down to see it.
Anyway, that's where it is.
Oh, yeah. 10 thumbs up. That's kind of sad. Got 11 now because I gave us one. So, yeah, give us that thumbs up. So, like, I did make it through here. I don't know how without killing somebody or knocking a bike over, but he got that.
Knocking down the tent. He
got
really close to the side.
Slingshot through there. So, that's where we're at today. We're at Galveston. We got one more day of rally Sunday, and then we'll be heading out here early Monday morning. Time changes. Make sure everybody sets your clock back.
When I get an extra hour of sleep.
Yep, tomorrow morning.
So, Ernest said it was 60 degrees in New Mexico. How about that? That's pretty close to home. David gave us thumbs up. Smile, Bob. It looks like you made it.
So it's been a long year. Not anything really bad. Oh, we got to tell you, which we're going to do a video on. We had some tragic things happen in
New Orleans.
Had 2 wrecks with the truck. And we'll talk about that afterwards, not on this video. I want to make a video special on that and see if we can get more views on it. And talk about what happened, show you what happened to the truck. And we didn't have any cameras on to show you what happened. We'll just have to talk about it. Have to do like that other guy does, just talks about what happened, not to show you anything. So we'll go from there. So in Galveston, after this, we're going to go eat lunch. Not sure where. If you're in town, we'll Facebook where we're going to be eating at. I would prefer to eat someplace right here where we don't have to move the motorcycle again. Unless we're going to eat over there on the other side of the seawall. I don't know where we're eating at. So we'll let you know as soon as we figure that out. So we're going to go off here in a minute, and we'll still hang around here for another 20 minutes or so, 1 o'clock. And if you guys want to stop by and say hi, come on down. You are the next contestant on the Bob and Tam Show.
But T. Watson said the Galveston mayor now doesn't seem to be as biker friendly as the old mayor.
And a lot of, and then vote them out. You know?
Who voted him in?
You know, it's like Sturgis when they all say, no, we don't like what they're doing. Hello, you can vote. You know, put somebody in. You run.
Yep.
You
want to make a change? Yes,
no,
you're the
step up. I did that in the union.
Person.
I was union president for 3 years because I got tired of what the last guy was doing, and I said, "Here's what I'll do." And I did a bunch of stuff in 3 years, and that was the end of that. And I moved on. And now another guy that I know, he runs it, and hopefully he'll be around a while. He's a young guy, and get things going again, and help out all those good workers. So if you want to make a change, you got to do it yourself. You can't sit on the couch and complain and moan and groan. You got to get out there and do it.
Yep.
So that's the day today. So today we're going to leave you right here in Galveston, Texas, at the Lone Star State Rally.
At the CIRO3D tent. So come down here, check out, see what they got. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.
And we'll have a video come up tomorrow, and probably show you a little bit of. I got a lot of video left. So we may have a couple videos that we'll show you. If you guys keep watching, we'll do a couple of videos and on this before we head down to Mexico. Bye.
So Ann wants to know, T. Watson, why you said that about the mayor. I guess she doesn't think he's like that, or she's like that. I don't know.
Oh, no, the mayor.
Nope.
We never talked to any city officials here. We probably should do more of that because, like in Sturgis, we've got such great connections in Sturgis, and
helps out.
Yeah, it really gives us really good access to things. We're able to get in places and do things, and people are comfortable talking to us and things like that. That we should do it probably more and more cities.
We did it in Daytona one.
Yeah, a little bit. We didn't get to talk to the police chief though. We got to talk to an officer. We didn't get to talk to the police chief. Maybe, but I mean, it's tough in Daytona because they don't really like it. I mean, maybe talking to Ormond Beach. Maybe we can go talk to them because that seems to be where most of the stuff's going on at, and see about going on that. And you guys
talk
got
to Shelly. She might be able to get us in to see them.
Yep. If you got any other rallies you'd like to recommend, go on our Facebook page, put down the link, let us know where you're at, and must be another subscriber. So we'll go ahead and leave you right here because we're going to leave with a subscriber stepping up.
Bye.
See you guys later.